So this video is about my testimony of how God came into my life in a very unexpected way at a very unexpected time, but on time, because God is always, always on time. I grew up going to church. My dad kind of forced me to go to church, and I went to a Protestant church, which I honestly still to this day don't know what that even means. I learned some things about God. I don't really remember what I learned, and I only went because he made me and kind of made me hate church. I didn't really even want to go. He didn't go, but he made us go. So yeah, I didn't really like church at all, and I believed in God. I believed there was a God, but I didn't know what I know now. And what I know now is incredible, and I just wish I would have known sooner, but God knew I wasn't ready. He just knew. So then around like the age of like 15, my mom started going to a church, and she became a born again Christian, and she's like, I want you to become baptized. And I'm like, or be baptized. And I'm like, okay, Mom, whatever you say, I'll go get baptized if you want me to. And it was not against my own will, but I just did it because she asked me to. And so did my sister. And so we became born again Christians, whatever. She stopped going to that church because the church kind of turned on her, and we ended up leaving. And then I just stopped going to church altogether. I had no reason to go to church, and I didn't really turn my back on God. I would pray. Like if I needed something, I'd put my hands together and I'd be like, God, please do this for me. And if it worked, it worked. If it didn't work, it didn't work. It was like, whatever, just pray. You're here to pray, so you pray for people. This was my turning point. At the age of 30, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And that in itself is just, and the initial shock of that is like, I'm going to die. I am going to die. I am handed a death sentence, and that's it. I'm going to die at 30 years old. And there's nothing I can do about it. I've got my kids to worry about. I've got everything to worry about, and there's nothing I can do. Well, that was hard enough to deal with in itself. I still didn't even know the stage of the cancer yet. Well, not even a month later, I found out that I was pregnant. And I found out that the baby would not make it through the surgery. They said that baby will not make it through the surgery. You have to get an abortion. So I'm handed a death sentence, and I'm handed, you got to kill the baby. To me and to Dennis, that was never going to be an option. That baby did nothing wrong. We're not going to kill an innocent baby just because of what I'm going through. No matter what, we're going to do whatever we can to make this work. And we talked to the doctors, and they said, we'll use the least amount of dyes as possible. We'll keep you under the shortest amount of time as possible. We'll make sure that your surgery is the right option. And I said, well, why can't I wait until after the baby's born to have the surgery? And at the time, the cancer was only stage 0. Which is still cancer, and it still has to be removed. But they said if I would have waited throughout the whole pregnancy, the hormones from the pregnancy would have caused the cancer to grow fast. So it wasn't an option. So when I went to have my surgery, they let me listen to the baby's heartbeat, which I didn't know if it was a boy or a girl. I was that early into the pregnancy that I didn't even know what I was having yet. And they said, we can't hook you up to a fetal heart monitor because there's nothing we can do. If the baby dies, you're only 13 weeks along. There's nothing we can do. So they let me listen to the heartbeat. And then she said, the first thing that you hear when you come out should be the baby's heartbeat. I will have the thing hooked up to you when you get out. And I was like, okay. So going in was just, it was so scary. I've never been so scared of anything in my entire life. And I was definitely crying, and everything, I guess, went well. And when I came out, the first thing I heard was the baby's heartbeat. So I knew that she was strong enough to make it, and it was the happiest moment of my entire life. I can't even describe how happy I was just to know that the baby made it. But before I had even gone in, I can remember sitting on the couch and staring out the window and just saying, God, if there is a God, if you're real, and if you've never listened to me, just please, please listen to me now. I don't want anything to happen to this baby. And it's not about me. I don't care about what I am going through right now. It doesn't matter about me. I just want this baby to live. And I'm putting my trust in you that this baby is going to make it. And I truly believe that God heard my cry and he answered my prayers, because I had the surgery, which I am going to